intelligence applied. And priests bless each port. Diagnostic prayers report. Circuits blessed. Spirits sing. Perfect function processing. What perfect function means.
Alright, greetings varlets, I'm Interrogator Rosarius, as I say to Bloody Inquisitor Markham of the Order Hereticus, and welcome to Looking Cute and Painting Minis. I'm coming at you live from the Grim Dark Future, currently broadcasting from the High World of Virago. The theme for the stream is Chords, Lament, and Hope by the Venerable Liturgist Adam Bell. We also have music for Wyma 40K Mechanicus, which is composed by Guillaume David and the copyright Bulwer Studios, and music for Wyma 40K 140K Dark Tide, composed by Jesper Kid and copyright of Fat Shark Games. All our music is provided to us by ende.app and pixabay.com. And today we're continuing to paint my Tzeentch Marine. Remember that if you'd like me to paint a mini for you, then please hit me up on Instagram over at RosarioWasArt. And also, if you're on my Twitch, you have quite a few things to choose from as far as channel points, amongst them being my outfit. You can change my outfit. We currently have my Interrogator uniform, which is the one I'm currently wearing, Mechanicus Protocols, which is my one that gives praise to the machine god, the vampiric form, which is my Halloween one, and the Xenoslide form, which has a very nice jacket and nothing weird about it whatsoever. But yeah, let's see. Anybody there in the team already? Let me get my sticks in a row here and we can get started. Okay, yeah, we're painting my Tzeentch Marine, and so far he's looking pretty good. However, I'm not really feeling the way that I made the chest reflect, so I think I might have to redo that. I'm about to do that right now. And the last paint I used was the Northern Blue on it, so let's find that Northern Blue. I think I might cover it with Armin Blue first and then Northern Blue again. So we'll try to fix that here real quick. We'll be using our size 3 Krabby. But hope you've all had a good week. I definitely have. I've been working really hard on the next recital rant. I just finished the scripting today, so I'm hoping to go into recording pretty soon. Okay, I think I've cleaned that up a little bit, which is good. And we just have to now take a much smaller brush onto that so we can get that almond blue looking just right. So it's just some quick fixes before we go right back into the gold. Alright, and next up we're gonna use my size quick double Marie to start adding on that northern blue.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen.
There we go. That little blue is starting to pop now. Very nice.
Through the ancient chants, the voices rise up high, seeking solace in the heavens. As we gaze upon the sky, let the melodies of prayer transcend the mortal realm, uniting hearts and souls as we overwhelm. All our throne of peace, pray for peace in this troubled world.
Okay, now the blue is looking good. We can start adding all that Mornfang brown that we need. Now the question is, where did I put my Mornfang brown? Ah, there it is, right here. For this part, we'll be using my size 2 graphic. It already got some of that Mornfang brown on his chest, but we still got a whole lot of trim left to go. Well, it's you who get a song stuck in your head. I definitely have a song stuck in my head right now. I don't know if I'd be able to do it justice, but yeah, it's really stuck in there. It's Rainbow in the Dark by Dio. When there's lightning, you know it always brings me down. Fortunately, I don't know the words very well, so even though it's stuck up there, I don't quite know exactly how it goes. Like a rainbow in the dark. I might need a smaller brush. I'm noticing some issues that I'm running into. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's get a smaller brush. A size 2 has too blunt of an edge. Guess we'll be using his size 3, because size 3 at least has a finer tip. Alright, there we go. He's looking pretty snazzy already. Okay, so we have those parts already. Alright, but time for you to go away. Damn, to clean up the brush, it's starting to get a little frayed. All right. And we have Rex Gettisfar saying hello. Funny caught you live again. Hi, how you doing, Rex Gettisfar? Gettisfar. Yeah, how you been? Yeah, welcome, welcome. And we have Tanyan T or Tanyant, I guess that's how you say it. 9177 saying hi. How you doing, Tanyant? Welcome to Looking Cute and Painting Minis. I'm Interrogator Rosarios at Stimulating Wizard Markham of the Order Hereticus, and I'm currently painting what I like to call my Tzeentch Marine. Currently painting the what will be the non-metallic metal gold on his trim. Yeah, welcome, welcome. How you all been? What you been up to? What brings you by, Tonyette? I think you're definitely a first-time viewer. Do you like Warhammer or do you like miniature painting? A hobbyist at all? But yeah, Rex, what you been up to? If you're not aware, I'm currently using my size 3 Grabby, and I'm painting with my Mornfang Brown. Rex says, being good, sore from work, not to do paperwork. Ah, what do you do if you don't mind me asking? And Tonya says, I like both. Nah, do you have like a favorite faction or army or even just a character?
Deus, ex toto volte magnitum me omnium eum peccator, et acqui detestur quia peccando, non solo penas atrius est a totas pro meritus sum, sed ras et impia offendas,
Rex says custodial work also means I move things people want moved. Oh wait, hold on. Before that, Tunya says, I like Death Guard. What about me? Oh, well, I like the Mechanicus. They're my favorite faction. But I like painting everything. As you can see, I'm currently painting this Chaos Space Marine, but I have painted some Death Guard also. I actually put a tutorial out about painting Death Guard. So if you'd like to see how I painted my very own Death Guard, check out my main YouTube page, and it should be on there. And my favorite character is not a Mechanicus character, it's actually an Imperial Guard character. And his name is Caiaphas Cain. Caiaphas Cain, hero of the Imperium. Rex, you said custodial work. Oh, okay. I can understand why that would be a work or a job that makes you sore. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff, heavy lifting, moving around. Definitely not a young man's game. Well, I guess it is a young man's game, because young men have a little bit more stamina, I guess, than older folks, but still. My point is that it's not easy work. And Tonya says, your hands are so steady. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm nowhere near a pro, but I've learned a couple of tricks here and there over the last, 3 years I'm painting minis? And I say the biggest trick that I learned, which is still useful to me even today, is tucking your elbows. Tucking in your elbows actually helps maintain a steady brush. You might need a different tissue. This tissue is giving me all kinds of gunk into the brush. Rex says, you'd be amazed how many people think I can wave a magic wand and get things done with no effort. Yeah, most people don't even think about it. It's like, oh yeah, that's the guy who does that. So yeah, just give that to him. Without thinking about all the effort that will take you.
Ratus sum Deus meus, pro pulchitude et structura rosaris. Sed internum solum theologi volo, propria voce mea. Gratias tibi ad Domine Deus meus, pro omnibus quae mihi et nobis omnibus.
But yeah, Tonyat, do you have your own army or kill team or war band? Tonyat asks, have you painted a... sorry, that was not Tonyat. Rex gets us far. His own last. Have you painted a Bane blade yet? No, I have not. I've mostly been focusing on characters, or at least, humanoid models. I have yet to paint actually any kind of vehicle. That's to say I don't have any. I do have one of the flying ships of the Caradron Overlords. But I do not have any Imperial Guard vehicles. And Tonya says, yes, I have a 2,000 point Death Guard army. Nice. Have you ever tried to go to a tournament yet? Or do you mostly just play with friends or your local game store? Yeah, I've only played with friends at this point, and it's been mostly Kill Team that I've played. I'm still trying to put together some of my war bands so that I can play at my local store. And Rex says to Tonya, you know your army list offhand to share. Ooh, that'd actually be pretty cool to know. And then Tonya asks, but I have a question. Alright, go ahead, what? Oh, and sorry, my reading of Chinese and Japanese lettering is not great, so I don't know what that stands for, but thank you very much for the follow. Hope you enjoy the show. And Tonya says, why this mini look like a plug marine? I'm guessing you mean plague marine. It's primarily the head. The head is what's making you think plague marine, because it is a plague marine head. But I picked this head specifically because I thought it would work well with the leader of my war band for these Tzeentch Marines, which is my kitbash of Village the Curseling. So this is the leader, and as you can see, he's got that really big sort of shoulder literal blade on his right pauldron. And I wanted to capture that with this helmet, because he serves in the same kill team, like I mentioned. Kill team or warband. And then Rex says, kit bashing for the win, yeah. So that's where I got the helmet. The chest piece, however, is from Age of Sigmar, the Khorne Berserkers. Yeah, that's where I got the chest piece. So I had to sort of green stuff fit together, really glue it on tight, fill in some of the gaps. But I really love how it came out. Very cool. So I thought the horn would work well. And also, the fact that this guy on the right, in other words, Villager Cursling, he's got 5 eyes, and he only has 1. So I thought that'd be kind of a fun, again, nod to the fact that these are not normal Marines, but they're mutated in some way. That's why I decided to do this kill team in the first place. And I felt that the Thousand Suns, don't they have a pretty cool Egyptian aesthetic? They don't really portray Tzeentch very well. They're very uniform in their design, which isn't something that screams the god of change and who likes to mutate his people on a whim. So I want them to look mutated. I want them to look off, not normal. Tonyan says to Rex, I'm happy to share, but it was a little wall. It's alright if you post it up on here. I won't delete it or anything, so feel free. Tonyan says, I will play with my friends in a local club. Ooh, very fun. We have Fumark saying howdy and praise Tzeentch. Welcome, Fumark. I haven't seen your name around before, so I'm guessing you're new, or at least you've been a lurker. But welcome, welcome. I am Itzaru Rosarimas, Stimulating Inquisitor Markham of the Order Hereticus, and I'm currently painting this Tzeentch Marine, as I'm sure you could tell, if your comment is anything to go by. What brings you by? And thank you for coming. Rex says, had to change. Should I say hard to change if most of your people are magic dust and mindless. My 4,000 sons. Yeah, like I said, they're very interesting and they have very intriguing lore. But yeah, they don't really represent Tzeentch all that well. So I wanted to have a warband that really presented itself with mutation and oddities a little bit more. Hence, when I saw this model, the original one, not that new one that came out, I was like, oh, that would be perfect, the kitbash for 40k. And that's what I did. And the kitbash is primarily giving him that plasma pistol and the power pack, so it wasn't that hard. And Rex says, I'll be here to see the list. And then Tonyan says, wait me a second. And then Fumart said, getting inspiration from which Necromunda game I want to start. Ooh, Necromunda is definitely a game I've been wanting to get my hands on. I have a friend of mine who was building, I think, 2 different kill teams, or no, should I say gangs. At the very least, one is a Cardor, which Cardor are actually really fun. And another one is going to be one of the like sort of homebrew ones, which is primarily focused around the Gene Stealers. And Fumark says, I prefer the Disciples of Tzeentch from AOS, as the Thousand Suns lore makes me sad. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Plus, a lot of the Tzeentch models for AOS are really good. I especially remember the, is it the Underworlds set for Tzeentch? With that really cool looking demon character who almost looks like a woman, but I'm not quite sure. She has no eyes and has this very ethereal look to her. Very cool. Do you have any AOS not thousands, AOS Tzeentch models? And Fumark says, Changeling? Yeah, Fumark. That Changeling is great. I love the Changeling. And that's the one you have? Very nice. That's definitely one I want to get my hands on. One issue I keep running into is that the paint continues to dry while on the brush. I have to keep cleaning it off. Rex says it's not going to happen, but I want a Thousand Sons redemption story and Magnus captured in the hopes he can be saved. Will not happen, but maybe they will change their ways. Good pun there. Kind of reminds you a little bit of what Alpha Busa did with his if the Emperor had text-to-speech, because I think pretty much Magnus was redeemed in that one. But yeah, like I said, it's not gonna happen. Fumark says probation and house arrest on the Golden Throne. That would be the only way that the Emperor come back, actually, because I think wasn't the Golden Throne originally meant for Magnus? So it would pretty much turn into the Emperor and Magnus switching places. Rex says TTS from Alpha and Epic is Epic. Sorry, yeah, can't even talk right now. Sadly, got to go. I will try to catch the next stream. Sorry, Tonyant, I will look back on the vid for your army list. Well, hey, Rex, thanks for coming. It was definitely a pleasure having you here. Good luck with work, and I hope that everything goes well. But yeah, Fumark, I'd have to say that my favorite Necromunda gangs are, at least again, visually and kind of based on their lore, because I haven't played Necromunda yet. I would like to. It's definitely on the list of Warhammer games I'd like to get my hands on and play. But I'd say my favorite ones are the Vansars and the Dalak. I already have an idea of what I would like to build as far as the Dalak. And Fumar says, I kitbashed the lock by adding Gene Stealer squid heads to make them look like mind flayers. Nice. And I think it's definitely in keeping with the lock lore. Uh, the lock definitely have this sort of Cthulhu or Eldritch horror sort of backstory going. So I'd love to see it if you got pictures. Fumark says they've had some complicated rules, so I've been looking into easier to play gangs. Yeah, I don't blame you. They do look difficult to play. Which gangs are you thinking? Fumar says something about getting Goliaths and making them green to look like Diggernobs from Gorka Morka. Yeah, that's not a bad idea for sure. I've been wondering how I would represent a Diggernob, either war band or army. Probably would make sense. Or the Palatine officers or the squad, says Fumark. The Palatine actually look really cool. And then he says, since they'd be easy to paint. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of round surfaces, and he's on the squads. What's it called? Leagues of Votan models for a squad warband or a squad gang, I guess. Because my idea has been that if I ever try to make a Leagues of Votan anything or dwarf anything for 40k, I'm going to be using the Caradron Overlords models. As I love their design. Then Fumark says, yeah, the Palatine guards have cool models and a lot of variety. Yeah, especially the recent ones. I think it's the recent ones, right? The ones that kind of look like they're priestly in a way. They have like these robes and weird hats. Those are the ones I'm thinking about, because I'm not sure. I sometimes confuse them with, or they might be in the same faction, I'm not sure, with the enforcers. Fumark says, no sounds if you are talking. You sure you can't hear me? I mean, I think I'm still coming in through. Fumark says, no sounds if you are talking. Yeah, I think it might be your end. It's the audio's still coming in just fine. Anybody else having that same problem? Me check Twitch side of things. I just checked the YouTube. Me check Twitch side of things. I just checked the. And we have Helen saying, howdy, howdy, there, Sayuri Art. How's it going? It's going good. How you doing, Hekaton? Hold on, let me put out a shout out for you. We have J Ray saying howdy. Hi, how you doing, J Ray? Hekaton is a lovely streamer who plays either video games or he paints. And he primarily paints Conquest. So if you are interested in the game Conquest, definitely check him out. And Hekaton is coughing up my lungs from a cold and a nasty cough. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better soon. Okay, let's see. What is left on the model? I think I got all that trim there. I think we are about to move on to the backpack. Jerry has bought bigger needles for my dad's airbrush. Varnish and primer flow like beautifully. Nice. So what are you painting with the airbrush? And then we have Kristan Draco saying, nah, audio is fine. Oh, welcome, Kristan. How you been? Welcome back. What has everybody been up to today? Which reminds me, I need to put something out. Let me go ahead and do that now while I have you here. Want to see if I get a poll going, because lately, one second, I look like you got a bot here. Didn't I? Yeah, I'm making a new poll on the Twitch side of things, but YouTube followers, please feel free to put your votes in the comments. The question is, what game should I play next stream? And you have 3 options to choose from. You have Darkest Dungeon. You have Gran Blue Fantasy Versus, which is the one we've been playing up until that point. And we have Warhammer 40k Gladius. So I'm going to start the poll now. And there it is. So yeah, know what I should continue to play. As of now, we've been playing Grand Blue Fantasy, but I wasn't sure if everybody was enjoying that, so I wanted to give you an opportunity to choose the next game. And then J Ray says, varnished the Voltrag Stratos Automata and primed an orc. Nice. Don't forget to send me pictures. I'd love to see the progress on those. Fumark says, sound has returned. Okay, well, I'm glad you can hear again. But it seems like other people could hear me just fine. So maybe it was something on your end? I don't know. And Fumark says, Gladius? Neat. Does that sound like a vote for Gladius? That sounds like a vote for Gladius to me. But yeah, again, a reminder that whenever you paint a Chaos Space Marine, get ready to paint a lot of trim. Jerry says too much trim makes me nauseous. I got to take lots breaks when I do it. Yeah, it can get a little monotonous after a while. But honestly, yeah, I think it's worth it. I think the trim is definitely one of the highlights of Chaos Space Marine armor. And we have Tonyat being back. Welcome back, Tonyat. Or is it Tony Ant? I just realized that it might be Tony Ant. And Tony says you can call me Tony. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. And we have the God Emperor Man saying, greetings, it seems I am a bit late. No worries, God Emperor. Thank you very much for swinging by. I know you're a busy man with the Astronomicon. Especially with all the twitching you're doing lately. The how goes it? What you been up to? God Emperor Man is keeping it vague by saying working on stuff. Now, it is not for us to question what the God Emperor does. And we have Lord Inquisitor Callahan says, hello there, interrogator. It seems the cogitator failed to learn me about, but nevertheless, I arrive when I say so. How's your day been? My day is going really well. Currently, I'm nearly done with all the Morgfang Brown. You might be moving on to a different color here in a bit. But how's your day been? And the Lady Inquisitor sends her greetings. Alright, I think it's been over 10 minutes. Let's see what everybody voted. Alright, so match poll, view results. And looks like we got one vote for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. So we had one vote for Grand Blue Fantasy. We had one vote for what's it called? For Gladius. Lord Inquisitor Callahan says, I shall send mine in turn as I have training in Acolyte from the Europa sector of Segmentum Ultimata. Needless to say, he makes for an excellent interrogator. Very cool. Anybody I would know?
Accende lumen sensibus in funda morem cordibus, in firma nostri corporis virtute firmans perpeti. Ostem repellas longus, pacemque dones propibus, ductores icte praedio dicenus omne noxium. Pertesciamus la patrem nostramus atque filium, teque utrisque spiritum, credamus omni tempore. Deo Patris i gloria, et Filio quia mortuis surrexit, ad Paraclito, in seculorum saecula.
This tiny, tiny little trim here. Okay, I think it's time to... I think it's time to start working on that gun. Notice all the trim on that gun. And Gunner Man says, ah yes, Chaos Trim, a wonderful thing to paint. Can you tell that I'm being sarcastic? Yeah, I can tell. find it personally rewarding, because at first it's a giant pain, but once you see that all painted up, it is a sight to see. And Tonyat yells out, "Gun!" Or should I say Tony yells out, "Gun!" Yeah, the heavy bolter. I'm gonna at least paint the trim on it and maybe redo some of the coloring on the inside and the clip. Or magazine or barrel, whatever you want to call that. The thing that holds the ammunition. So I think I'll paint that first, and then I'll paint the trim. So right now what I need is Corvus Black. Where's my Corvus Black? There it is. Corvus Black. That Lord Inquisitor says, as for Val, she is not in as she is away spending my money. What is she spending it on? So yeah, we're gonna repaint the drum. I think that's what it's called, the drum. And the gun itself. I painted it here with the fang, but that was the wrong color. We'll keep the barrel of the gun still the fang, but that we're definitely fixing. And we have Explicator Valeria popping in saying, I heard that. And Lord Inquisitor Callahan seems to be trying to fix what he just said by saying that is the neat thing. I don't know. So yeah, we're gonna stick with the size 3 grabby, and we're gonna use some Corvus Black. And then Lord Inquisitor Callahan says, as also, how long have you been there, Val? And Spaghetti Valeria says, since it started, I was just quietly watching. Guess that's why not only are you part of the retinue of a Lord Inquisitor, but you're also married to him as well. Very sneaky. And we have Phaedro saying, hey yo, Rosario, how goes it? It goes well. Check it out. Just finished putting in all the Warmfang brown to start off that non-metallic metal for the gold. And right now I'm just fixing up some of the work that I did on the gun. We'll try to paint some of that trim on there too. And Phaedro then asks, guess what I got today? A Titan. A Warlord Titan. That's my guess. And then Phaedro says, no, better. Inquisitor Ostromandius. Is that the new one? The one that's the weird little, like, horse alien? And then Phaedro says, the Weimer Plus one. Ah, yes, that's a very cool model. I've been wanting to get my hands on that one too. I figured that maybe if I ever become an Inquisitor, I would use that one as the basis for a model for myself. Lord Inquisitor Callahan says the winning numbers to the lottery? Oh, well, that was my second guess. And then Phaedro says, so he's gonna be my self-insert Ordo Xenos Inquisitor to lead my Death Watch skill team. Oh, nice! Are you gonna play him with his own rules, or are you gonna do it in are you gonna like play him as that Xenos Inquisitor whose name escapes me but has a very cool model also? And then Advocate of Valeria is saying to, I'm guessing Lord Inquisitor Callahan, no it wasn't. Easy there. No need to argue. And then Phaedro says, I'm gonna play him as a generic Inquisitor. He does not have a datasheet that I know of. Oh, that's a shame. And why not play him as the this Ordo Xenos Inquisitor? Let me look up what her name is, cause she is a very cool model. Yeah, Kyria Draxis. Yeah. Why not play him as Kyria Draxis? I need to use the rules of Kyria Draxis, since I think she's primarily created with the idea that she works with the Ordo Xenos, so the rules I would figure would work really well for your Death Watch kill team. And then Phaedro says, because I'm taking him as an ally and want to be cheap. And the Advocate of Valeria says, correct. Then Lord Inquisitor Council, we do that every day, but we do just to mess with each other. Give me 1 second here. Something is happening with the camera. Well, as long as it's just playful banter between you two, I would hate to have to bury bodies. And Tonya says, oh no, what happened? I keep calling you Tonya. Tony. And then Tony says, it's back. Yeah, it was just like a quick thing. I noticed something off about the camera, so I wanted to fix it before it was too late. Expected Valeria, the camera was out for a tiny bit. Okay, I think we have that right where I want it. Now we can start painting that trim. So back to that Mornfang brown. And what Phaedro says, but yeah, he's gonna be a nice thematic element for my army for this edition, since it's Armageddon and open season on orcs and xenos of all kinds. Yeah, because they have a new rulebook, don't they? The Death Watch? Because Callahan says, no. Oh, I thought they did. So they're still part of the Inquisitorial Agents Army? Pedro says they have an index. Gotcha. Pedro says, but also an Inquisitorial Agents. Okay. That is, I thought that maybe since they came out with, what's it called? With that new kill team for the Death Watch, so that maybe they got some kind of update. And Tony says the BGM is so holy. Yeah, yes it is. I made sure to pick a lot of like Gregorian chant type music. I thought it'd be nice and relaxing, plus very much in theme for Warhammer and Warhammer related content. Now Rex is back saying, I'm back. Hi, welcome back. Just in time. And Tony says, I like it. Glad you do. Yeah, the trim is coming along very nicely, I'd say. And the Inquisitor Callahan says, I'll put that book back. I left over there for a reason. Yeah, it's already looking pretty good. Spaghetti Valeria says, I'll put it back. Fine, I'll put it back. But afterwards, can you explain it? Then Rex says, I might have missed it, but have you heard/seen the Emperor move in the new trailer? Yeah, I just brought it up to the God Emperor himself a little further earlier when he came in. He was twitching. And Ganiper Man says, sup, still here. Hey, you can ask him what all that was about. Ganiper Man, why were you twitching in that new video? We have left him speechless. And we have Mr. Mark Simpson just following. Thank you very much for the follow, Mr. Mark Simpson. Hope you've been enjoying the show. And then Rex says, yeah, God Emperor, now the Superboy is looking to break your kneecaps so you don't go, do not leave your golden folding chair. And then God Emperor Man says, a phantom itch. Rex says, well, can't blame you for that, G-Dunk. And the Gapper's man says, and second off, I would have folded them like a steel chair. And plus, they would have to get past the custodians. Gunniper says, darn typos. Eh, no worries, Gunniper. Okay, but I think we're gonna have to actually leave it here. He is looking truly golden. Lots of gold trim. That's gonna be a lot of work. But we're ready for that. And yeah, if you like what I do and would like to support, please consider subscribing to my Twitch channel or donate to my Ko-Fi at Rosario Basart. If you miss an episode, feel free to check out my YouTube channel, which is also called Rosario Basart. And remember that I recently published my first ever painting tutorial, which I cover how I painted a plague marine. And if you'd like me to commission me to paint a mini for you, then remember to hit me up on Instagram over at Rosario Basart. And yeah, Rex says, yeah, but them silver boys have your broken Phi Titans, which are straight broken in lore. And Lord Inquisitor Gallian says, see ya, got paperwork and explanation to my wife. No worries, Lord Inquisitor. You take care, okay? And thank you very much for coming. Thank you all very much for coming. Always appreciate your views, especially everybody who just came in for the first time today. Tony, very appreciative of you swinging by, and those others who were new as well. And Rex, thanks again for coming back. But yeah, before we go, let's see who we can raid. And thank you for those who engaged in the poll. I hope that the best game wins. And Phaedrus saying later, hey, thanks for coming, Phaedrus. Everybody, take care. Always a pleasure. I will see you on Sunday, which we will be playing. Who knows? Will it be Darkest Dungeon? Will it be Grand Blue Fantasy Versus? Or will it be Gladius? You'll find out on Sunday. Anyway, varlets, I have been Rosario was at Satan Bling Lady Inquisitor Markham of the Order Hereticus, and I'm signing off in the Great Dark Future. Bye bye, varlet! And see you, Thaddeus!